Are we looking at the best sub-$1,000 competition pistol on the market currently? That's what we're going to find out today. Of course, what you're looking at right now is just a box, but I'm going to show you the new Smith & Wesson M&P competition pistol, tell you everything it comes with, do some comparison, and also take you to the range with me and show you how it did out there, pros and cons, and at the end, I'm going to tell you where this gun really shines and where it falls short for me just a little bit. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Comes with a nice hard case. As you can see, pop the tabs, flip it up. Boom, there she is. Now it does come with 4 magazines. One's in the gun right now. These 2, I promise you it comes with another one. This is in my range bag. So there's that. Also, 3 additional back straps. I've already changed it to the smallest one, but you have medium, large, medium, small, something, another, medium, large. So you have 4 different sizes there that you can change. It also comes with some goodies under here. It is gonna have some accessories and stuff. Reversible magazine release. It actually has the standard magazine release too, if you want to run that for whatever reason, and then a bunch of plates so you can put, you know, whatever kind of optic on there, which it's gonna accommodate quite a bit. Let's go ahead and get the gun out of here and talk about it a little bit. All right, so we got the competitor out of the box. Let's go ahead and talk about what makes this gun what it is. And so I'm throwing the specs up there. One thing to note is it's 29 ounces. The M&P metal, the first one that we reviewed not too long ago, is 30 ounces. So they actually did a pretty decent job in lightening it up just an ounce, but that's still pretty impressive. When you look at the guns, a slide-by-slide comparison, if you will. Oh, that's pretty good. I might use that in the future. But the competitor is a little bit longer. They're the same width, essentially. They're both 17-round guns. You know, height-wise, they're almost the same. Of course, you do have a little bit of difference because this magazine, the flared mag well, and then, of course, the way this magazine base plate sits, it's a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer in the barrel and a little bit longer in the slide there, of course. But they lightened it up an ounce, and I think in large part because of your lightning cuts here in the slide. Now this is a cool design, and I imagine this took a lot more engineering, ingenuity, and machine work than what you may think, because most companies, I feel, make one, you make one single cut, boom, you're good to go. But in order to keep the integrity of the metal and have these 2 cuts still, I don't know, it's pretty impressive, I think, if you think about it on that level. And plus it just aesthetically looks really good. And then of course you have the lightning cuts on either side of the slide there. Now they have changed the slide serrations. Now if we take a closer look, instead of the fish scale style on every M&P up to this point, I believe, you have these almost vertical serrations. But what I like is the fact that they actually are so close to each other. When you grab this thing, if you happen to slip back just a little bit, the next one is ready to catch your hand instantly. So a really good design, dude. And if you're gonna get away from something that works as well as the fish scale style serrations, they were able to achieve that with these serrations here. Really nice job there. Then of course they beveled it out in here a little bit as well, and then those slide serrations kind of ride this cutout in the slide down, as opposed to kind of what they did in the past there, where they broke up the serrations. That now it's just one straight line where they all connect. Not a huge deal. Come on. Oh, dude, that flinch. The slide is not locking back on the last round. I'm using 115 grain. I'm gonna try 124 to see if it fixes that issue. But every comp gun that I've run let me rephrase that. Every competition pistol I've shot does not, always has some little issue with 115, whether that it doesn't cycle the slide reliably or it doesn't lock back on the last round. So let me try 124 grain and see if that works a little bit better with the M&P comp. As far as the way the pistol shoots though, besides that little penis target that just gave me trouble, this thing is oh so sweet. Now this reminds me of a Road Glide fairing. If you ride Harleys, you know what I'm talking about, or into motorcycles. Right here, right? This shark nose style front muzzle area looks really awesome, dude. I've seen it on some competition pistols before. It looks really good here. So as you can see, this gun has a ton of cool features. Wait. You're gonna mention a Road Glide and you're not gonna tell them that you review motorcycles as well. That's actually a good idea. I appreciate it, man. Come on, bro. You've been doing this way too long. Freaking bikers and their attitude. Oh, you want to talk about attitude? Well, why don't you tell them how you act when you play Call of Duty? Oh, come on, bro. Call of Duty brings out the rage in everybody. So you could tell them about that channel as well, and they could watch you whine and cry about the game. They don't want to watch me play freaking Call of Duty. These are the coolest people on the planet. You don't think that a lot of them like guns, motorcycles, and Call of Duty? You're out of your mind, bro. Okay, you got a point. I'm gonna leave a link to all of my channels down below so they can just quickly go over and subscribe. You're welcome. Hey, next time you knock before you come in here, yeah, you better walk away hard ass.
Some people, right?
Slide stop, takedown lever, extended and reversible magazine release. Again, they give you a standard one if you want it. It's serrated really good, really easy. Those mags just pop right out of there. Really love this design. And then of course the front strap and back strap are like that M&P semi-rough type of texturing. Now the breakdown is a little bit different. So essentially what you have, instead of just the traditional tool that you rotate and pull out, I assume because of the mag well, right, it's a little bit different. I noticed is that it is really tough to get out of there, so I just use the base plate of the magazine. Once I rotate that out just a little, then you rotate it all the way like that. And then again, I'll take that magazine base plate, which works for more than just pulling the magazine out of the gun apparently. Take the flared mag well off. Now we can swap the palm swells. Again, I went with the smallest one, and then we can just do the entire operation in reverse. Push that down, close this back up. Close that back up, just like that. And they still do give you the tool that comes with this one. So if you don't want to pull the trigger to take it down, just make sure the gun's safe. You know what I mean? I'm surprised they haven't gotten rid of that at this point, but whatever. They did kind of an easy type of feature back here. So there's a little bit of it's kind of just milled into the slide back here to give you a little bit better purchase, right? To charge up the gun. If you have a dot on here, it's not going to be a huge deal anyways. This is the 508T. This is the green dot Holosun. And then, you know, it has the 2 MOA dot. It has the 65 MOA ring. So you can run the ring and the dot, just the ring, or just the dot. So there you go. Really nice red dot right there. First you have your viewport. So you can see your brass down in the chamber, extractor, beveled out, and here, of course, and all of that good stuff. Now, where this gun really shines, though, is at the range. Not on this table. Let's go out there for a little bit. Competition M&P first shots. flinch. Hitting over to the right a little bit. Yeah, let me adjust this thing, hold on. Penis target. There we go. Whoo, let's go. Hey, hold on, where you going? Let's go. Ah! Once I got that dot on, man, this thing is just like my other Smith & Wessons that we've reviewed over the past few years. Accurate, consistent, absolutely a banger, dude. And this metal design, I gotta say, aesthetically, they're able to do things they couldn't before. Like if you just look at this Performance Center, which is still probably top 3 as far as one of my best shooting pistols I own. But you can see the lower is, you know, pretty basic for what it is. And I assume that they didn't just do all of these cuts and different stuff for aesthetics. You know, it was able to probably lighten it up just a little bit. But because this 7075 T6 aluminum, I assume they were able to do some cool things like that because of the material. Cerakote finish, you have a two-tone finish as well you can get, which is a black Armornite slide with the tungsten Cerakote lower. This one, of course, is tungsten on tungsten. Sights, you have the fiber optic front sight and the black rear sight there. They don't co-witness with an optic. That bugs me, man. You know, every company that does this, I can't stand it, because you make a gun that's designed to run with a red dot. You know, if it's competition ready right out of the box, it needs to be competition ready right out of the box, meaning I can put my optic on it, and if that optic goes down, I can co-witness with that optic. Okay, anyways, it bugs the crap out of me. Every company that does that really bugs the crap out of me, but I digress. Let's check the weight here, and then I do want to do a little bit of comparison, just a little bit, with some of the other guns here. So with an empty mag, we're at 2 pounds, right at 2 pounds. Let's see where we're at with a full mag. Now this is 115 grain Blazer brass, 17 rounds. Voila. 2.7 ounces. So we're at 2 pounds before, 2.7 ounces with a full mag, 115 grain. Now, interestingly enough, let's get that full magazine out of there. Make sure we're clear. Pop a empty mag in there and get this loaded mag away from the table. So, interestingly enough, 124 grain, 115 grain, and the 90 grain 1776 ammo all ran perfectly fine through this gun. The problem is the slide didn't lock back one time. So I was like, okay, what's going on here? Because typically 124 grain with these competition type pistols will run perfectly fine, but this one didn't. So then I started digging a little deeper. And so essentially, if I pull this slide all the way back, that's all the way back right there. I mean, can't go back any further. Doesn't lock back. Okay, so got the M&P metal, put the competitor mag in, locks back. Okay, so it's not a magazine issue. Let's break this gun down. Put that off. Let's break this gun down. And even trying to just push the slide stop up into position, it gives me a little bit, it like slips off. So, pull the trigger. Let's look at the slide stop here. You push it up, the spring pushes it right back down. Perfect. Here, uh-oh. So you can see something is wrong with that spring. Everything looks like it's connected fine, but I assume that spring is just defective. So I'll hit up Smith & Wesson and see if we can get this resolved. So that was the issue there. Not acceptable. You know, it's not like a huge thing, but again, it's a brand new gun. You know, if this is somebody that bought one of these, you know, they want the gun to work as intended. And even if that's a minor thing, still, it's not cool, man. Man-made objects will and can fail, and sometimes brand new man-made objects, you have some failure points. Fortunately, it didn't make the kind of difference where this gun is just down and out, where it would not shoot at all. Now that would be a huge, huge issue, but it wasn't anything like that. I do want to show you, compared to the Performance Center M2.0, what these look like. And so you can see they are just about the same length. And honestly, you know, what's impressive, let's line them up like this. You can see just the magazine base plate is the only extra length on the competitor, so they're just about the same size. What's impressive is the polymer Performance Center, which comes with suppressor height sights, by the way, which will co-witness. I'm not going to say it again. I'm just saying, comes with the sights, is 29.3 ounces. This is 29 ounces for a metal gun. So, you know, they could have just made a metal gun and said, hey, we have a Smith & Wesson M&P metal now, guys. But they actually took the time and made it lighter than the polymer version equivalent. So that's pretty freaking awesome, dude. Props there. If we look at something like the Canik SFX Rival, dude, I've shot this gun one time and I've had so many other reviews kind of get in the way. Haven't had a chance to really review it yet. But as much as I can, I'll show you the difference. Again, just the base plate on the magazine is the difference there. Not too bad. If we look at one of the comparisons I'm looking forward to the most is these two. The Spectra Comp on your right, the competitor on your left, just about the same length. The P320 Spectra Comp looks like it is a wider gun. Now, the Spectra Comp on the bottom is longer than the competitor, but the Spectra Comp comes with 21 round mags. So there you go. And the Spectra Comp is like 42 ounces. I just looked it up to verify. So 42 ounces compared to 29. They're not deep concealment guns though. I mean, at the end of the day, how much of a difference does that make? Well, we'll find out in the comparison, especially whenever we shoot them. But as far as my purposes and what I would do, you know, if I was running competition or outside the waistband carry or something like that, you know, it's like at that point, you're carrying a heavy gun. It's over 2 pounds at that point. It is what it is. So the other difference too, you know, $1,000 MSRP, almost 1,500 MSRP. Again, we'll get into that in the comparison. We'll get into a lot more than that in the comparison. Pros and cons. Let's go ahead and end the video out. Let me talk about what I like. First of all, the aesthetics. You can say it doesn't matter, okay? But nobody's running around sporting a high point that knows any better. Actually, I take that back. There are people sporting high points on different pages that I've seen. And mainly it's like cringe pages on like Instagram and stuff that are they're sporting high points. They don't know any better. They think it's like super cool. And anyways, it's kind of funny, but regardless, nobody that knows any better is typically sporting those like, hey man, look what I just got. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, I have a gun. Oh, what kind do you have? Dude, I don't even know. I kind of got it just, you know, for protection or whatever. This gun looks good, man. It looks good. It functions well, except for the one issue. I like the upgraded slide serrations, or the different slide serrations. Lightning cuts that they did aesthetically are pleasing, but they lighten the gun up so much, and they did a good job by making it lighter than the polymer striker fire version. That's pretty impressive. Extended magazine release, I'm a fan of it. This shark nose muzzle, as I'm deeming it, I'm a fan of that as well. All the aesthetics, love it. The trigger is absolutely incredible. I don't think we talked about this. This flat face trigger though, really is incredible because it's not that it's super light, it's just super predictable. So watch this. So you hit the wall, boom. Not much travel, reset, boom. Right there. And the Performance Center did both of these guns, right? So if we look at the old hinge design, you hit the wall, brakes, reset, boom. So on paper, this is a better trigger, but do not get it twisted, dude. This thing is absolutely incredible, man. I like the flat face better, but as far as a hinged M&P trigger, it doesn't get much better than that. So this is 90 grain 1776 9mm. I just want to try it in this competition pistol. I don't know if it's going to run reliably or not, but we'll try it. The flared magwell, all of the aesthetics of the gun are really good. The functional part of the gun, I do like the fiber optic sights. I'll touch on that here more in a little bit. It ran with all different types of ammo, which is good as well. Obviously, the most important thing, it was reliable. And at this price, I think it's priced really well. Looks incredible, works incredible, at a really good price. The cons, I wish they would have comped it or ported it. I think that would have set this gun apart even further in this, you know, can you really call a $1,000 pistol a budget gun? I don't think so, but competition guns are typically very expensive because there's a lot of milling and, you know, all kinds of different things that they do. Would that have added more to the cost? Maybe. But I think it would have been a nice feature because you'll notice when I shoot the M&P metal versus this, that there's not much recoil difference at all, you know? I mean, and that makes sense because there's no reason for it to have that much less recoil. You have a little bit lighter slide, right? Because of the cuts. That's pretty much it. So not a huge advantage in that regard. So I think porting it at least would have made a difference. And I see that. Even with the, again, I'll reference it, the M&P M2.0 Performance Center, this thing is ported with the lightning cuts, and this is a flat shooting gun. So, kind of is what it is there. Not really a fan of this design on the magazine, although it does help to pull this, you know, to get the backstrap retainer freaking thing out of the gun. But I would have much rather had just a solid base plate here. It sticks out from the magwell just a little bit further, and then that way you're able to just pull it right out of there. That would have been my preferred design. Not a huge deal. And then of course, the slide stop, the slide not locking back, the slide stop itself. If I were to have purchased this gun, knowing I have to send it right back. It wasn't catastrophic. You know, it's not like the gun is inoperable. It just sucks. You know, it just sucks. It's a brand new gun. So it is what it is. You know, I love Smith & Wesson guns, but right is right and wrong is wrong, and that sucks. And the last thing, I just wish they would put suppressor height sights. They did it with this gun. You know, they had the right idea here. Why they kind of went backwards here, I don't know. Now, if you can't afford or you're waiting on a dot or whatever and you're going to shoot a competition right away with this thing, the sights that come on it are great. That fiber optic, if you're shooting outside, dude, it's awesome. It's great. But again, you know, I just wish they were a little bit taller. Other than that, is this the best sub $1,000 competition pistol out there? So far in my experience, it is the cheapest one I've shot, the Canic SFX Rival. Again, I haven't had a chance to shoot it a lot. I think I did one test with this gun, and that was it. And then I got off on something else I had to get done, and it's been months and months since I've had that thing. And I think that one was like 800 bucks. So far I would say yeah. But even then, you know, and I'm not talking bad about the Canic, but I know with my experience and how I shoot and the guns that I've held in my hands, Smith & Wessons are amongst the best. Smith & Wesson and SIG are the two that I shoot the best and I enjoy the most. It just so happens I work with both of these companies too. So, and I liked them before I started working with them, and I'll like them way beyond if I ever stop working with, you know what I mean? So that, to some people, they say, oh, that comes into play and Heg just is marking out the Smith & Wesson. All I can tell you is put one in your hands and see if your mind has changed. And actually, I think I was able to do that yesterday. I had a subscriber of the channel approach me. We kind of shot a little bit together, and I let him shoot this gun, and he really was impressed. But his last impression of the Smith & Wesson M&P series was the original. Don't base your opinions off of the original. They've changed a ton since then. So right now, it is amongst one of the best sub $1,000 competition pistols out there. The competitor, it's got some quirks, got some things I need to get done to it, but at the end of the day, I'm going to give this thing a freaking 9 out of 10. Did a really great job. Does it do anything better than this gun? In my opinion right now, not really, except aesthetically, it just looks better. But, and the slide serrations actually are a better design, I will say that. But again, we have to get these two out to the range, these two out to the range. So we have a lot of work still to do with this thing. I think it is amongst one of the best sub $1,000 competition pistols out there. The competitor, again, if you want to support what I do here and you like what I do here, Patreon is a great way to do that. I'm going to leave a link down below to Patreon. $1 a month from a lot of people makes a huge difference. And if you want to see more of what we do here, love to have you join us over there as well. You can check out all the perks and all that good stuff if you want to. Big thanks to you guys. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.